Michael,
Yes.
have you ever wondered how in the world people who can't even carry a tuna in a bucket appear on American Idol?
Girl, that's because somebody lied to them. Well, they had support and love, but somebody definitely needed to give them singing lessons. But support nonetheless.
Somebody told them over and over and over again that they could actually sing, that they sounded good.
Girl, because they didn't have the heart to tell them they sounded awful. But more than likely, it was because they didn't have the skill or the will to teach them how to sing better. I have a question. After years of trying out and all the rejection, how do people keep coming back to these shows?
Resiliency.
Resiliency. This isn't about how you could become an American Idol, but about important life lessons that we could take from contestants that we can apply in our schools right now, particularly to our most vulnerable populations.
We have all heard the data about high expulsion and suspension rates, low achievement on standardized tests, high dropout rates, low graduation rates, and increased contact with the criminal justice system for our Black boys.
And so have they. Child speaks to the devastating impact that these deficit-laden narratives have on boys of color.
So we decided to innovate. Innovate like the people that take a rock and put it on a pile of papers so they don't blow away. Innovate.
Yes, nothing crazy, very simple actually. This has been our labor of love. Let's take a moment to look at the ABCs of the Brilliant Boys Book Club at Truesdell Education Campus as featured in the Washington Post. A is for affirm. We make sure that we take culturally relevant material so that our boys and their communities are represented. We also make sure that we use affirmative language that makes sure that they know that who they are and everything that they can become. Using all 5 love languages.
Have you ever heard of the 5 love languages? If you're in a relationship, you probably have. You pick one that speaks to you most, but we found for our boys, they need all 5. First, we start with the love language of time. We give our boys a lot of time, starting with morning book clubs before school even starts, lunch club book clubs, author visits, and field trips. As a matter of fact, very soon our boys will be traveling to Harlem to visit the hometown of Walter Dean Myers, one of their very favorite authors.
Gifts is another love language that we use. According to Dr. Nell Dukes from the University of Michigan, reading incentives must not include things that are not directly related to reading. It sends the signal that reading is not important. So what do? We became the Oprah of the school. Every time a kid got done reading, they got a book, or 2 or 3. If you catch them walking down the hall, you'll see in their backpacks filled with books that they've already read or currently reading or looking forward to read.
You get a book, you get a book, and you get a book.
But the most important gift that we have given our boys is the joy and passion for reading, even if it's in the middle of math class.
Our boys share the love language of service with each other and others. For example, they read to younger students. They share their love of reading on podcasts, TV broadcasts, and school visits.
A book club is not official unless you have a secret handshake. Physical touch comes up as an expression of love with our boys as they greet each other and myself daily. Their bond and connectedness is strengthened every time they meet. It's their way of saying, on Wednesdays, we wear pink. B is for belief. Belief is the combination of both hope and faith. Hope is so needed in these current uncertain times. The power of yet speaks to the limitless potential in our students. And belief builds confidence, which supports resiliency. We know that it is our unwavering belief in our students that provides the safety net that they need.
In the words of Dr. James Comer from Yale University, it only takes one critical adult to believe in a boy to change the trajectory of their lives.
C is for coach, challenge, and champion. All the affirmation and belief in the world means nothing unless a student is academically prepared to be successful. That's where the coaching comes in. We work tirelessly and daily with our students, checking their work, going over the data, and weekly with our teachers, vetting lesson plans and our instructional coaches to ensure that any gaps in the learning that happens are mitigated over the weekend and new lessons are ready to be implemented. We challenge them by pushing them to the highest zone of their appropriate proximal development, and we champion them along the way.
And we do this in 6 very specific ways. First, with a systematic approach to teaching phonics, we ensure that all of our boys and girls master their phonics by the end of 2nd grade. In kindergarten, we set a goal of 2nd grade reading level. Too tough, you say? Well, we say why, because that's what their white peers are doing. By 3rd grade, all of our students know how to read, so they are now using their reading to learn more. We reject the soft bigotry of low expectations. We hold each student and every teacher accountable for their success. And finally, and probably most importantly, we offer our boys engaging, culturally relevant books and rigorous text that engage them so much that they have no other choice than to become prolific and voracious readers, sharing their love of reading, capable of handling any text set before them.
It ain't easy because life ain't easy. And we know that, like Langston Hughes says, for many of our boys, life for them ain't been no crystal stair. And low expectation leads to the notion that they cannot handle these challenges, but our boys have proven time and time again that they can. They know, sorry. Their favorite quote from Black Panther is, "Heavy is the head that bears the crown." So I said, well, let's lessen the weight of the crown. They said, no, Mr. Redmond, strengthen the head. And so that is what we do at Truesdell Education Campus by ensuring high quality, rigorous academic programming.
And the results?
You have boys that are bold and audacious as kente cloth when they walk in a room.
A boy who is equipped with the passion, knowledge, self-efficacy, and resiliency to navigate the complex spaces like Starbucks and challenges that are what our boys face because they are blessed with a burden of a brown or Black body in America.
We have boys that are self-directed learners, that are problem solvers, critical thinkers, and social justice advocates. Our boys are truly brilliant, and they are the true American idols. Thank you.